So we just adopted the school. It wasn't even something I thought about. We just adopted the school, started doing things, bringing different celebrities to the school. And we brought Remy Ma there, and we brought Jules Santana when he was a big, back in the days. And we brought Jim Jones and the diplomat. Like we just adopted that particular school. But then that principal started bragging to all of his principal friends.
Wow. So everybody wanted a piece.
So everybody was like, oh, can you bring a celebrity to my school? My school needs some help. And then that just kind of turned into this citywide frenzy, which we started doing. So we couldn't keep up with the request. And I'm like, what did I do? And I'm saying, oh my God, I got all these principals reaching out to me, asking me to bring somebody. And I'm running a PR firm at this time, and I'm traveling all over the country. I'm all over the world. I'm in 80 countries. I'm at every award show, and I'm trying to keep up with the demand, right? So I'm like, so what we decided to do was go on the radio station at Hot 97, and we said we're going to launch a Stay in School campaign, and we'll do like a lottery. And so I would have my celebrities, when they would come into town, they would go on the radio station and say, hey, this is Bow Wow. I'm going to be at a school in your area, so make sure you're in school today. You don't know, we'll announce the school later at noon. And that started a whole citywide frenzy.
That's good, though, because that's what inspired them to, gave them that push to go to school. Yes.
And then it just kind of springboarded. So before I knew it, I was already far down this road. So that's the story about how this organization got started. But then fast forward 20 years later, we have arts and education programs. We have mentoring programs. We have college and career programs. We help our young people graduate high school, college, and then they come back and they serve back in our organization. Right wonderful. Now, before pre-COVID, we were serving almost 16,000 students a week in New York City. We were in over 48 schools in New York City. I had a staff of almost 40 people. And so we have done amazing work, and we're just excited about what's next.
Okay.
Now, you recently completed a PSA, right, based on the ceasing of gun violence. With so much senseless, violence right now, as one being February the 19th of 2020. The rapper, singer, songwriter Bashar Baraka Jackson, known as Pop Smoke, who was murdered in Los Angeles. He's a native Brooklyn, New York. His demise had a huge impact within the community, more so his immediate family, I'm sure, who are still grieving the loss. Can you discuss how his parents, Pop Smoke's parents, channeled your radar, basically, and what was the goal, or what is their goal, and what would they like to see happen because of the connection?
So the PSA came about the same way everything that I've done in my life came about. I was sitting home over the summer, and last year with the gun violence in our communities, what was happening. And in Brooklyn, we had over 300 murders. It was like every time you turn on the TV, somebody's shot, somebody's getting killed. And it was just this one day, I was like, enough. And I contacted the borough president's office and spoke to them. And I said, hey, what can we do? And we developed this campaign to get some of our students. We have 50 students who are agents of change to come together and to really work on solving the problems of gun violence. But we needed a face. We needed, as always with our organization, we always use celebrities. And so we asked the kids, who would be a great role model or someone that we can use. And the kids said, Pop Smoke, even though he died, he would be great because he's the most popular rapper right now. So I thought about it. I said, well, if we could get his parents involved. And they were gracious enough to do the PSA. I've met them twice. And I'm not sure. I could just imagine how they feel. But we're just grateful as an organization that they were willing to share their story with us and to show us their pain and their vulnerability with dealing with the death of their child. And hopefully their message about the devastation that gun violence causes after our kids, pull the trigger. Hopefully their message will resonate with our kids and help to stop the gun violence.
Right. I hope that, if I'm not mistaken, I believe they apprehended the person that did that to him.
I'm not really sure. I have to, go back and look. But, our position was we wanted somebody that could help to speak to the gun violence. And his name came up, and it was, in some of the work we were doing with the borough president's office, we were trying to set up a big press release with his family and the family of Biggie Smalls,
yes.
Miss Wallace. And we wanted to kind of do this big thing, and it just wasn't coming together. And I was like, listen, just when the kids said a PSA, we said, what, this could be powerful.
Right.
And we hope that the words of Pop Smoke's mom, when she says she'll never see him, although he's probably going to be an icon,
right?
Because he died prematurely, and his music is incredible, right?
Absolutely.
And he'll probably be in the same category as Nipsey Hussle or someone, like that.
Absolutely.
But when his mom says, I'll never see my child run up the stairs 2 steps at a time,
right?
Or see him muscle pose if your heart doesn't break, something's wrong with you.
Yes, yeah, it is. It really is.
So. With that said, with your organization, is you going to put something in place to curb that before it get to the violence part?
Well, actually, that's what the program is. So our students, we have, we wrote the mayor's office. We got a grant, and we decided to do a program through the Young Men's Initiative, through the mayor's office.
That's
and we got 50 students who are going to be our agents of change. And these are not kids that's just going to be talking about ending gun violence. These kids are getting to work, right? They are reaching out to their city council. They're getting in the communities. They're reaching out to their police stations. They're getting to know who their officers are in their neighborhood. They want to create community. They want to reach out to the community, the city council, and say, hey, we need funding in our community, jobs, we need programs, we need after school programs, we need homework help.
Right.
So these kids are actually doing something to stop the gun violence, because we understand that gun violence is a direct effect of not having the resources in the community. If these kids had a job, they wouldn't have a gun in their hand.
Absolutely.
If they were in sports or activities, they would not be, slinging on the corner with some gangbanger. So we know that we have to put these things back into our communities in order to even deal with the issue of gun violence.
Right.
And let's not even talk about the issue of the family, because I am one of those people who really blames the family, because why is your son on the street at 10 o'clock at night on a school night?
Right. There's no discipline anymore like it used to be when we was coming up.
No, there's no more mamas.
No more
mamas. No more big mamas.
No more.
That will walk the street and pull you by the ear and say, bring your behind in the house.
There's no more community.
At all. Me too. Me too.
They didn't play. When they say you be in the house before dark, you had to be in the house before dark.
That's right.
Or you going to get that switch.
They say before the street light comes on, you got to be in. It was not playing. They wasn't playing, girl. You know that. They was not playing. But
you got these parents out here now, they trying to be so fly. They trying to be like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. The daddies are in jail. They having these babies. These kids are on the street acting crazy, doing crazy. And then we want to know why our babies are messed up. Well, it starts at home.
Validation means everything. Everything.
And I know people don't like to hear that in our community, but we have to, like, the truth sets us free.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
It does.
And you're right. You are so right. I totally agree, because it's just, it's out of hand. It's just so out of hand now. That's why it's just everything is, don't it kind of remind you of Sodom and Gomorrah a little bit? It's just everybody all over the place, just so out of control. Boy, that Bible's something else. You hear me? It
Absolutely.
Really, it speaks on so many things. Oh, boy, I tell you. But what is the duration for your program?
So we have our program is year round, but this particular Stop the Violence Initiative. So our organization, just to kind of give you a little backstory, we've multi-million-dollar organization agency. So we've made lots of money. We've lost 90% of our revenue with the pandemic. And so we had to write for grants. And so we just wrote for 3 grants totaling $500,000. And so now we're back in the game and we're kind of trying to redevelop. So this program is only an 8-week program, but our programs run year round. And so now that our funding is coming back down the pipe, we will be able to get our programs back up and running in the community as soon as we're free to start doing our in-person learning. But for right now, everything is online, and we have all of our online instruction and online motivation and program things that we're doing to motivate our kids and keep them inspired while we're going through the pandemic.
And how could they reach you?
You can reach me. Our organization is called the I Will Graduate Program. Okay. So if you put that in Google, iwillgraduateprogram.com, .org, .net, whatever, it'll come up. And the website is the I Will Graduate Program. So, and then for me, I'm Tonya Lewis Taylor. I'm the executive director, co-founder. I found the organization. My husband, thank God for his money.
You know what? Say it.
For his money to fund the vision.
Right.
And so you can reach me on TonyaLewisTaylor.com and Tonya Lewis Taylor on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So, is it just how are the candidates selected to be in the program, or is it just you have to just be in the school?
So what we did with this particular program, we put it out on Instagram, and we gave the kids $150 stipend, so we can, give them a little something, because we want our kids to be taken care of. Nobody should be taking care of our kids, but we should be taking care of the kids in our community. So we're giving them a little $150 stipend. Nice. We put it out on Instagram, and we had hundreds of kids apply. We only had slots for 50 kids, so though we have 50. But now with greater funding, we'll be able to do more. And these kids are out online. They're tweeting to their peers about the ending gun violence. They're reaching out to their city officials.
Oh, that's beautiful.
They've been on the news. They're going to be interviewed again. They're doing a rally at City Hall. They're it's going down.
That's awesome.
It's a hunger, and organizations like yours need to take advantage of that.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't feed that, then that energy is going to go somewhere else, and we don't want that.
That is so true.
Absolutely.
So what's some of the feedback, girl, and the reception that you're getting from the community in regards to all that you're doing, the efforts of it?
I am a product of community, of great ancestors that push me and that feed my soul.
All right.
And so everything I do, I feel them pushing me, and the community, they're appreciative, and we want to be better as a community. We want to be better as a people, and we just got to do the work. And that's what I do. And I am so grateful that, the love is mutual from the community, because we do so many different things. We have a back to school event that we do every year. We give away thousands of book bags.
Wow.
And we feed the community. We do, all types of festivals and events, and, it's just love, because this is what we have to do for our young people.
See, and I need to be a part of that love. I need to be a part of that love. So me and you going to have to talk, because I need to be a part of that.
Absolutely. We'll connect
For
afterwards.
Real.
Afterwards. Absolutely.
That is so cool. So what are your thoughts on the Black Lives Matter social justice when, on the other hand, there's still black on black crime? Do you think it's important to put a message out there that can assist the black community and try to focus on ceasing of killing each other?
Can you 1 second?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll be right back in a moment, y'all.